everybody. Thank you for joining my YouTube again. My name is Bree, and welcome to all of the new people. There are many new people. There's just so much to address for me. First, I want to start off by glorifying God, thanking the Lord for carrying me in this season that I'm in right now, and for blessing me and gracing me with the community that I have on and off the screen. It's with a heavy heart that I have to share that my father passed away last month, shortly after I dropped the video. That was super life-altering. I'm still trying to even saying the words feel very surreal for me. They feel very I don't know. It's like this wasn't something I was ever expecting, and I don't think anybody ever does when they lose somebody so close and so dear to them. So I just think that overall, I'm grateful for his life, and I'm grateful for the father that I had. He was very loving, he was very supportive, he was very present, and just honestly my biggest cheerleader. So to think of a life where I'm going on and doing things and experiencing things and not having him in it is just so crazy to me. But I do want to take the time to just share his testimony because it was so tremendously powerful, and I was always encouraging him to do it. And I know obviously now he doesn't have the experience to do so I want to be able to carry that with me. So essentially, my father was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer a couple years ago, and that was honestly world altering. From then on, we had taken on so many tribulations, and I think that overall, it's hard to really know what God's doing, and I can't say exactly what or why or when or anything like that. I can't answer those questions, and many of us can't. But I think it's now in hindsight, I can see how God was truly glorified in that entire experience of him having stage 4 cancer, what that did to him, what that did for our family, how it even impacts us today. But he had stage 4 cancer. They did try to send him home to essentially pass, but the strong man that he is, he decided to try to fight through it, and he did. It was quite a journey, but he was in remission. He did improve along that journey. He did lose his ability to walk, which was very challenging and impacted him in every capacity, emotionally, physically, mentally, but in the most beautiful way. It affected him spiritually because I got to watch his relationship with God develop and deepen as he was facing these tribulations. But essentially, prior to his passing, everything that we had prayed so diligently for, everything that we had desired was coming to pass. So he went into remission. The cancer was gone. His cancer count had dropped down significantly. And was in remission when he passed still. He had lost his ability to walk, and in the latter days of his life, in the last couple of days, he was walking up the stairs. He had been able to be a little bit more self-sufficient, which, I'm just so grateful that God was able to answer that and carry us through that. As I was really wanted to emphasize is that his spiritual relationship had deepened, and that had inspired me so deeply. I could see the mountains that God was moving in his life and moving in him mentally, emotionally. And I'm just so grateful that he had the opportunity to achieve the things that we had prayed for, and that his heart had changed so much, and it had opened so much, and he had been so vulnerable with me in those latter days. I'm so grateful for that because I know we don't always get that experience where we can be vulnerable with the people that we love. So I don't know, I'm just so deeply grateful for how God had moved in him and how that moved our relationship going into his passing. I think this experience was so mind-altering to me because I had been so focused on supporting my family and finding ways to really show up, and finding ways to financially show up. And I feel like with this passing, it really shifted and changed my perspective of what's truly important, of not even just showing up in that capacity, but doing my best to physically be here, doing my best to emotionally be here, to be expressive with my community, to be loving with my community. I think it's not that I hadn't thought about it, because it was something that I wanted to do and desired to do and even tried to do still. But I think the intensity of which I pursue that has shifted. I think life just looks a lot differently, and I don't know, maybe if anybody has had somebody who's passed close to them, they relate in some capacity, but like the things that I desire to do and the priority of which that lines up of how I want to show up for my community has changed, to say the least. So I'm just so excited to kind of go on this new journey of how I want to show up for my community, show up for my family, show up for my friends, and how like these material things, we say this frequently, especially like in the community and who's in fellowship with God. We say this, how the material things don't matter, but you still somehow get wrapped up in the desire of trying to work harder and do better and be a good steward. That's where I was in, at least. I don't want to speak for everyone. That was the season I was in, just trying so hard to be a good steward over everything that God given into my life, that I think I had prioritized what I could do for my family over where I could be with my family, how I could be with my family. I look forward to seeing how that alters my life, how that changes my life, and I hope that you guys can take this message from me rather than learn from personal experience, to just take a second to reevaluate where your priorities are. Not even just where your priorities are, but like, because even if the priority is high, like how you can show up better, you know, what you can do more, how you can not be regretful when things change potentially. That was definitely challenging for me, and I mean, I'm trying not to exist in this space of regret or heavy grief. I really just want to be more expressive of my love, and I want that to change how I show up for my community, really. This season for me going forward right now is identifying how to sow in sorrow. This is a concept that I saw from a mutual of mine, John Caleb. You guys should check him out as well. He has amazing floral designs and stuff. I'll share his ad. I want to be able to use my sorrow and use my grief and to shift it into my creativity, so that I'm not just mourning and, you know, depressed and just heartbroken. I want to be in a space where I'm being productive with this time and being productive with this pain and doing something to benefit me in all capacities, but predominantly spiritually. How to benefit myself spiritually, I suppose. I basically want to ensure that I'm putting my sorrow and putting my grief into my creativity, and I'm going to be sharing that process on here. I want to be vocal about it, and I want to be transparent about it. So I'm doing things like this, like just getting out the house and trying to continue working, continue doing my creative things, continue trying to be a good steward over my business, which I'll get into that briefly. But yeah, a lot of things in my reality have changed lately, and I just want to put God, He already was, but make sure I'm ensuring the prioritization of God as the head of my life, and ensuring that I'm being diligent about what that pursuit looks like. But yeah, I want to thank everybody as well. The comments that I was receiving in that time was the light that I needed. God was so gracious in the fact that I have no idea how so many of y'all had eyes on that last video. Because I didn't do anything. I actually did less. I actually did less than I typically do whenever I post something. Like I'll post it on my story, I'll create a reel. But when I tell y'all, literally, I posted the video and I feel like the next day my father passed. So, or maybe the next couple days, something like, it was a very short span. So I dropped everything. I didn't do anything, and I came home, and literally because of God, so many of y'all saw it. So many of y'all had left encouraging comments about even, like, I guess my creativity, and y'all just enjoying the content that I'm making. And that meant a lot to me, because prior to just all the emotions that came with my grief and all that, outside of that, prior to that, I was just in my head about, not in my head, but yeah, I guess maybe in my head about what I was creating and people not maybe seeing it. And I'm trying to do a better job of just doing it to do it, because I enjoy doing it anyways. It doesn't have to be that people see it. It doesn't really matter too much to me, because I just enjoy the process, and I just want to ensure that that stays on the front of my mind, and I want to ensure that stays as priority for myself. So, But yeah, no, I'm just like super grateful is really all I can say, because God knew I needed that. God knew I needed all the encouragement, all the sweet words, and I'm so appreciative of y'all for doing that and for showing up and for the messages, everything. I love that you guys are eager about the things that I'm eager about, which is making these videos. So yeah, I want to talk briefly about just the realities. I think a lot of you guys enjoyed me talking about my business and talking about everything. So I want to talk about the realities of entrepreneurship and the position that I am now versus before, and maybe how that changes things going forward. But essentially, I had made a bulk order for my business before everything happened, and I think there's the realities of like grief and death is that it's expensive. It really is expensive, and that might be something you guys should look into. Like, I don't think this was world changing. I had no clue how expensive it could be, but the reality that I'm facing now is that I've, with zero regrets, I want to preface, essentially dropped everything I had and gave everything I had to ensure that my father had the proper burial. And now my bulk is ready and I don't have the resources. And I'm trying to be patient, and I'm trying to trust God in this process, because I don't feel stressed out about it at all, actually, but I do just want to be aligned with God, and I want to ensure that I'm making the moves that I need to make, so that not only that my business stuff is taken care of, because that'd be great, but I also want to make sure that my mom is taken care of. I want to make sure that, I'm not missing any steps even in my personal life. Like, I'm not home right now, but I still got to pay my rent. I don't think these are things that people think about when they start their business, that the reality is that these major things can happen and that they can change you and these situations change. And so I'm faced with this, but I'm also faced with the fact that I trust God, and that I know God is on my side, and that I don't really need to stress about what's to come next. But that's just kind of where it's at, and my business partner and I are trying to navigate, okay, what is the next step looks like, because like we obviously want to be excited and put our best foot forward with what we do with the business next steps, but it's also like we want to prioritize like making sure that my family is good and making sure that everything is good even after. So yeah, I think that's something that I wasn't expecting, obviously, when I purchased the bulk and when I was talking about it and everything. But again, I won't stress too much on it or talk about it too much either. Like, I think I just really got to pray on it and consult with my business partner and take the steps necessary. Just take a leap of faith, and figure out what's next. I overall want to be transparent about what's happening. I want to be transparent for the people who know my business and like are curious. I want to be transparent to the people who are just curious generally about entrepreneurship and curious about maybe just know me and just like, okay, what's going on with Bree? What's going on with the things that she's been talking about? So yeah, please keep me in y'all's prayers. Like, I'm just really trying to make sure that I'm a good steward. Like, I'm a good steward over the job that God gave me, over the business that God planted in me, over my own spiritual and mental and emotional health, as well as my mother's and the rest of my community. Like, I just want to make sure that everything is working accordingly and with diligence and with intention. Like, I really just, this is a season where I'll just be I do not know what is going on. I do not know what is next. I don't know where I might live. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my business. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen. I'm not 100% sure about what's happening as far as like my job, maybe. Like, not saying I'm going to lose or anything like that, God forbid, but it's just like, I literally just don't know, because where I was working is different to where I am now. Like, I lived in Indianapolis, and now because I want to support my mom and be present for her, I'm spending a lot of time in Dallas. I'm in Dallas currently, so I'm just trying to figure out, like, and trust God and figure out what to do, what's going on. So again, just keep me on y'all prayers, y'all. But essentially, yeah, what's next is that I have a bunch of content that I had prior to my dad's passing. I'm just gonna keep it a beam with y'all. I'm just gonna be sharing that. Like, that's what the main content of this video is. Because I haven't really been doing much. This is like the first day or maybe yesterday was, where I am getting out after, you know, my dad has passed. I know myself. Sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth. I know myself, and I know that I can get in a show and I can sit in the house and I can get sad. I'm really working hard not to have to dig myself out of that. So I want to be out and about and productive and intentional. But anyways, I'm rambling back again. What I was getting to is that I have a lot of content that prior to my father's death I had. That's what this video is going to be. And I also want to apologize in advance because I realized that my microphone something was going on. I might have to actually buy an official mic. Y'all see I'm using my phone. And some of the audio isn't the best, but I did enhance it in some capacity, and I tried to put captions and stuff, so be patient with me. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, again, thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for caring. And again, please pray for me. Pray to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that he carries me and that he gives me wisdom and knowledge, and that I know what my next steps are. I don't have to know everything, but just that I have the faith to trust him in what my next steps may be. Thank you guys again for being here, and I'm gonna let y'all go. I always do such a bad job of ending my talking segments. Like, I feel like I ramble, but essentially, thank you, and I'm gonna let you guys go see the rest of the content in the video. I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all, and I hope to see y'all soon in my next video. But yeah, ciao.
That was about the fact that the first change that takes place is in your mind. You have to change your mind before you change the way you live and the way you move. So when we sit at the revolution tonight, we tell them how we're saying like that the thing that's going to change people is something that no one will ever be able to capture on film. It'll just be something that you see, and all of a sudden you realize, I'm on the wrong page.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining another video. Today, I definitely decided to do something different. I had a goal this year to be Brwn upon me, and I'm finally doing it. So I'm really excited. This year, I've been really diligent about going after the things I desire. Talked about that in another video. And rock climbing was one, and boxing is another. I'm going to get into boxing probably a little bit later. Not today, but like later. Maybe next month or something. But yeah, like, this has been amazing. I feel like it's been challenging, but like in such a like fun and intriguing and interesting way. So if anybody's interested, I definitely urge you to go ahead and find a local place where you can try it. I've known about this place since I've moved here, and I just literally have not thought, which is crazy to think. Like, I've been here for like 2 years. I just definitely like never took the time to actually like really check it out, like to just come in here and try it. And so this weekend, I was like, you know what, let's go for it. And it's been really cool. I'm just grateful that I'm blessed in a situation to where I could just come up, have free time to just go up and do this stuff. But I just did a couple of climbs, and I'm debating if I'm going to do a little bit more, if I'm just going to go work out. I might just go work out at this point and then come back tomorrow or something. I've really enjoyed, but just trying new things, just getting into, especially like physically doing new things. I did a workout class earlier this week, but I just couldn't film it. But it was amazing. Like, everything that I was scared to do, or everything that I was hesitant to do, like, I've just been having so much fun doing. And so I want this to be encouragement for anybody who's like considering doing things. Go for it. Like, why not? But yeah, the climbs have been good, and I'm like so happy that I'm in the shape that I am in. So I'm not like exhausted. Like, I wanted to build the endurance and the strength to be able to do these things. I feel like I've gotten to a good point, and it's been so cool. It's been so great for me. So thanks for tuning in. And like, I'll probably plug you guys with a couple other things that I got going on later in this vlog. But yeah, my goal is for this not to be another hoarded vlog. Me keeping a bunch of things from like the last 2 months. My goal is to get this out like within the next couple weeks, 2 weeks, hopefully max, compared to my last video. But none of these details y'all need to know. Be not my business. I'm just playing. But nah, I'm gonna see y'all later, okay?
I'll salute any man, salute any.
How can you be a king when you roll through anywhere? Wiley, you don't roll through anywhere. I go anywhere, fam, I'm never scared. You said you rep E3, but you're never there. So let me murk this guy. It's all in your name, fam, I don't need to try. I take away the W, I take away the fix up the other letters, all you do is just lie. Chat shit, talking like Barn, it's a joke. Got some bonnet guys moving keys of coke. Got some niggas on Dolly's Valley that ain't scared to poke. Running right outside the had the old madness. Wiley, you need to chill. Any round me, if I keep it real, and God knows, if I ever made a meal, still be doing shows in my hood for a bill.
This man ain't eating great, that man ain't eating late. That's why they're breeding hate, ain't ever had a greasy plate. I got the streetsy mate, boy, better start speaking straight. And when I say I roll with the dog, trust me, that's I don't mean 8. And when I tell a man meet at 7, trust me, cause I don't mean 8. So many new flows, it's bait. I'm gonna make it, it's only fate. You might see me with foots in gate. You man are still there hustling, wait. If you wanna book me, give me a date. And take my bank details, give me a pay. Yo, you man are living off crumbs and scrapes. Us man are living off drums and bass.
Yo, check 1, check 2. Wanna rob me? Hold tight you. Open a boot. Whack man up, go home. Play Xbox, drink Thai food. Bare waist man wanna diss my tune. Same waist man wanna live in my shoes. See me spitting bare deep bars on YouTube. Now they wanna try to diss me, but you don't know me though. Heard my bars on the Roll Deep show. Now I'm so much better like Snack Keto. You're a jackass just like Steve-O. Wanna know about me? Here we go. Half Yoruba, half Igbo. I would ask you to pay attention, but you ain't got no pedo. I'm going to damage your ego. Wanna run down
You got me again. So, the rule of the true ID cannot leave my house without spending money. But there was a book crawl going on. I didn't really plan on going everywhere, but I definitely knew that I wanted to go to this Poppy show. Slops look for. But I just haven't been in a while, and I really like the honor. This is my first purchase. So basically a coffee table book. There's sculptures and stuff in it. But what's cool is that a lot of the pieces are like mirrored, I guess. Like there's a lot of mirror incorporated pieces and light incorporated pieces. I don't know, it's just really insane like what they got going on in here. So I thought that was cool. I just definitely wanted to add this to my collection. I'm trying to bring more like color and more, I guess, diversity in my audio books and then the artwork in my home. So I thought this was a good step. And then this was awesome for me. Like it's with perfect fit. Well, it's huge, literally massive, but basically it is an Art Basel 35 book with all the art pieces and everything that was at that boss. And I love the color. I like the vibrancy, the color on this. There were like 3 other ones built. Yeah, both of these got for a steal. Y'all guess what it is, and I'll tell you if you're right with Brwn. But all right, cool. Yeah, thanks guys.